Hey guys, Shane here with daily-astrocat.com, and today is Friday the 13th. Woo! Black shirt, right? Black shirt, black cat, baby. You better believe it. Anyway, welcome to daily-astrocat.com. We're not tristodecaphobes here. Fear Friday the 13th, right? However, it's Friday. The moon's going to be in Capricorn all day long, okay? Practical matters are affecting us in a way that's diminishing our capacity for self-healing. Practical matters, huh? We've got to be careful of that stuff, right? Listen, we need to make sure that we find a way to discover our own self-nurturance. With Mercury in Cancer, and with Jupiter in Cancer, as we get closer to the Cancer season, nurturance is going to become a very important word. We're going to have Jupiter in that position for a year, right? And we also have Saturn that's actually forming a square with Jupiter. This is kind of an important square because it's the first testing of some of the propositions that we were asking ourselves as we went into the pandemic. That's right. As we went into the pandemic, we were asking ourselves, what is happening? How is this happening? What is the next step we're ready for? And where are we going, right? We didn't know about the pandemic when it was the Great Conjunction. We were just wondering what would be the next big thing on the horizon. Now, if you're a fan here, you would have noticed that probably about the 18th of December of that year, we had actually said that all that Pluto had left was just a virus, just a nasty virus. That's all he had left to inflict upon us. And that turned out to be some truly, what's the word for it? It was very, very, very foresighted, right? It was like, whoa, look what's coming. Okay, so we have that coming. Now, what's the next thing, right? What's the next challenge coming up? What do we got going on that we're looking at and we're looking at to overcome? Because we've got both Jupiter and Saturn that are square. Saturn is at that world. They're both at world points. They call it the world axis points, the 0 degrees of the cardinal signs. With Saturn being conjunct Neptune, we've got a little bit of illusion to dispel. We got some stuff going on. We got some limitations of what could possibly. There is something that's we got to peel the veil back on. Jupiter in Gemini and Cancer really is looking forward to diving in and getting us settled here at home. So what is there that's happening? What is it that's going on? You can kind of read into that what you want. What does this mean for you personally? It means that we're trying to tap into some of the ideas and everything that Neptune in Aries is really, really going to push forward. Remember, we told you that was a real avant-garde, artistic vibe to it, right? That feeling. What we're really looking at is we are looking at that limiting that now. We've got a little bit of a limitation on it. Not much, but there's some. But it's a very important thing because we need that discipline in order to be able to produce. And we've never had that discipline before. So as we go into this, we've got a real good chance of just tapping into that discipline and making it do the best for us and being able to enlarge our homes, enlarge our base, enlarge what it is that we have, provided we meet the challenges that are there. Look, what do you need to do personally, though? Especially today with the influences that are around, you want to find a routine, a regimen, and you want to do and align mind and body. Okay, you got to just put that stuff together, centering, put it together, bring it in, right? I find Tai Chi, Qigong, both good for that. Can't recommend it enough. I do enjoy it. I like the movement of it. It's very, very gentle, particularly for my age. That's painful to say that, right? Okay, so look, your creativity can be on full display today. You can put it out there, and it can also help provide you with some of the things that you need. That's where we got back into that Jupiter and Cancer thing. find the way to let ancient wisdom come through. That ancient wisdom we were talking about yesterday, that resonance, the harmonics that were there. That's what we really need. We've got that moon in Sagittarius that we just had, that we can just build on top of. That's that culminating point. We're coming into the Cancer moon. This is going to be something that's going to be very interesting and very intense and very personal. A new moon in Cancer, that'll be very interesting. However, while we're doing this, you want to just make sure that wisdom continues to speak to you, and a new voice wants to chime in. Where's that new voice coming from? Inside, right? Not here. Here. Cancer stuff, right? Yep. We're going to have to be listening to that. Today's keyword is channeling. And the color is a brown paper packages tied up in strings. All right. A diverse set of ideas and messages have been coming through this week. What are you experiencing? Now, Patricia had a dream that was very interesting. And dreams, particularly the kind of dream that she had that was about strawberry laces, not being able to afford them is something that's kind of tied up in our timelines in the past, right? I think of things like that, and I think of back to childhood, back to candy, back to things, right? But dreams are never linear like that, right? It's never back or anything. So what happens is the timelines start to blur and overlap, and it could be a childlike thing, but it kind of manifests itself now, and it's like, what can't I have? Why can't I have it? Now, I'm not sure what emotion was in the dream, if it was a longing one, if it was whatever, but that's keeping with the Mercury in Cancer. That's those dreams come to the forefront. That's that intuition. That's that voice talking to us from inside. What is it that we want? What is it that we're missing out on? What is it that we could possibly be denying ourselves, particularly with Mercury conjunct Jupiter, and would be actually square Saturn too, right? What is it that we're finding, or what is it that we want to begin to do that we're not allowing ourselves to do? That's another question, right? Now, whether astrology affects your dreams or dreams affect astrology, that would be up to you to decide. I find that usually they can kind of guide each other, particularly with the more active components, say like if Neptune or Mercury are present, and if water signs are very prominent, right? Because those are the things that stir the subconscious, and that's what brings things to the fore. The moon's constantly moving through the zodiac, so you could have cycles that coincide with lunar movement as well, but the big things we like to keep track of here, right? Now, you can easily tap into what this stuff is you're experiencing, but to ask yourself how you're experiencing it, what are you experiencing? You'll need to set your hand to the task and let it go where it pleases, right? Whatever it is you're being called to do, just start it, get it going, right? Carrie calls daily-astrocat a form of automatic writing. She might be right. I don't know. Some of this stuff just comes from places that this doesn't seem to be quite what a normal thought process would be for me, right? Like during the day. During the day, I am not sitting here talking about automatic writing or unconscious dream processes or anything like that. Would I like to be? Yeah, I would like to be, but unfortunately, I'm talking about other things that are far, far away from this, things that are of this earth, things that are of this dimension, rather than going beyond it and just reaching out and reaching inside, right? Now, automatic writing, I don't know. Does that have anything to do with Mercury and Pisces? Maybe. Mercury in the water signs, right? Just what we're going through now, Mercury in Cancer. Now, we can't help but feel like there's something we really need to be doing. Yeah, there's something you should be digging down into and getting done. So the question is, why aren't you doing it already? And the only aspect for this day is a moon Chiron square. Now that's interesting, right? Because that means we have pretty much a focused moon in Capricorn. We're able to do some work, but we're also able to see what limitations are there and to key into those limitations and be like, okay, so serious discipline. Let's get going, right? So that's interesting. Now, this intensity, though, is going to wane as the day goes on. So we get into the nighttime, we're going to be ready to kind of wind down a little bit and just get going. In 2019, the archaeologists announced Scottish Crannogs, fortified settlements on artificial islands and lochs, are far older than thought. Radiocarbon dated to 3640 to 3360 BC, which makes them older than Stonehenge. And in 1892, we have a birth for you. Basil Rathbone, South African-born British actor. He's famous for portraying Sherlock Holmes in the movies. Aha, he died in 1967. He was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, and that's what we got for you. Oh, the game is afoot, right? Now, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for putting up with me. We've got ourselves a very, very interesting day, right? Good day for getting the work week done. Wrap it up and get working on what it is that you really need to be doing. And if it's nothing, then really need to be doing nothing. Do it at home. Do it what you got to do. Get it done. All right? Today, our keyword is channeling, and the color is brown paper packages tied up in strings. You can fill in the blanks from there. Today's the 6th. Happy astrocatting.